Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And now we'll be talking about the parent-child communication dynamics. Yes, parent-child relationships are among the most fundamental and influential connection in a person's life. Within these relationships, communication serves as a cornerstone, shaping the dynamics and the depth of connection between parents and their children. While every parent-child relationship is unique, one intriguing aspect that often arises is the comfort level that children exhibit when communicating with the opposite gender parent. We've seen situations like that happen where a girl child is more closer to her father, a boy child is more closer to his mother. In some situations, the boy child feels more comfortable talking to his father about certain things. Other things he prefers to talk to the mother about it, that kind of relationship, and vice versa for the girl child. So this phenomenon, sheds light on the intricacies of parent-child communication dynamics, prompting us to explore the underlying factors that contribute to such comfort levels. Understanding why some children feel at ease discussing certain topics with their opposite gender parents can offer valuable insights into complexities of familial bond and interpersonal connections. Now, why we want to dive into all of this is that we tend to see a lot of gap when it comes to parenting these days, and major of it is because of lack of communication. So on this segment, we'll be taking a look into the various aspects that influence the parent-child communication dynamics, examining the role of trust, shared interests, parental involvement, and individual personality dynamics. By unraveling these elements, we aim to gain a deeper understanding of how parent-child relationships evolve and the factors that shape the comfort level within them. But then before we open the phone line to dive into all of this, let's take a look at what some Nigerians are saying about this. Take a look.
Yes, my relationship with my children is open. So I do give them chance to come closer to me so that they can open up to speak their mind. If there is any problem with them or if they have something deep inside them, so I will be able to detect from the closer relationship we have, me and my children. So I so encourage people to give their children chance to come closer to them so that they will be able to understand if there is any problem before it has been escalated. So I think uh, absolutely. So the closer relationship between the children and the parent is of paramount importance. So because it gives them chance to understand if there is anything hidden within the children to understand so that they can rectify it or they can correct it before it has become something else.
To ani da mama na kaman ƙawaye ne zan ce maka. Kaman ƙawata ce. Ba abin da zai fa ko saurayi nayi. Sai na gaya mata. Ba abin da nake boye mata. Sai da dan abin da ba a dan rasa ba. Amma dai ba abin da mun ke boye mata.
To me, the way I look at it is that at least as a father, you need to be interacting with your children because it is even necessary and more important. Because by the time you sit down with them, mingle with them, that is how you can be able to study them. Because individually, everybody has his own the way he think, the way he behave, and the way he reacts. So by the time you sit down with these children, you'll be able to dictate and understand how they behave and how they even respond to some things. At times in the house, sometimes when they even come back from their school, sit down with them. From there, you now understand. So one of them will even tell themselves, Baba or Daddy, maybe they give us an assignment, or we have a homework. While the other one, you see that they'll just keep quiet. So you are the one to ask them, at least try to draw their attention, show them the importance of life. How are they going to be, how they are going to be behave, and how they are going to be act in terms of a lot of things. But once you, as a father, you ignore your children, maybe you came back from work, you feel you are tired, you can't just come and sit down with them, understand them, you feel so boring. At least you are causing problem to yourself. You are causing problem. Even the children, they will not be able to understand you as a father, because you didn't allow them to come close to you. But by the time you sit down with them, allow them to come close to you, they will study you too, and they will now know how they are going to even approach you when they have a problem. But as long as you are denying them, you are even creating fear to them. You'll be creating fear to them. Before you know, once they are growing, as the time they reach all this peer group, so they will be listening to their friends more than you, which is very dangerous to us. As a father, we need to at least make sure that we create a time that we are going to sit down with our family, with our children, sit down with them, play with them. Sometimes you even carry them out. It's from there that you are going to be able to understand how all these children they are.
I mean, these are details of what Nigerians are saying. But then let's talk to Fatima here. Let's hear what
Why do
she
you want
thinks.
to now pass it to me when I'm you? Why are you even laughing?
Okay, I'm just laughing because I want to hear your take on a parent-child relationship.
Well, but you've already, like you rightly said in the introduction, it's really important. It's a vital aspect of a child's life to see his parents or her parents being involved in their lives, So it's okay for the parents to be soft, like I always say, so that their children can come to them, seek for their advice, be their friend. Don't be too strict on them, because there are certain things that they may want to share with you as a parent, but they can't because you are strict. They don't know what you're going to do to them after they tell you certain things.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's really, really important for parents to, adjust, or should I say readjust, because
Indeed.
for some of them
it's always about the knowledge, because something is wrong, with the gap of parenting. Well, yes, you can go ahead and call the number. It will be displayed on your TV screen right now. Go ahead, call the number to share your thoughts, and also send in messages, WhatsApp messages, please. If you're sending in the messages, do not forget to include your name and location. And if you're calling us, tone down the volume of your TV, or just distance yourself from the TV. Let's hear from you first about this. What is your take on the parent-child dynamics? Why do you think sometimes children tend to pick, parents based on how the parent is receptive over them to share their thoughts and opinion? Let's get to understand that societal issue right now. While growing up, I knew that there was more room for me to approach, a parent, to my mom, to say, okay, this is what is happening, this is what, and it was because of the opening that I got. And for my dad, we might not really sit down and do, but then if I never get scared of sharing anything with him. It's not like, I feel like the mom is more quicker. I see her all the time, but then even the dad, I can easily call him. I'm like, dude, I'm stranded, I need this.
That's what you call your dad for.
So it's just it's not just for finance help and all of that, but there are things that you literally call. I know the
opposite.
Yeah,
we're the opposite. You with your mom. Me, I'm actually more 80% closer to my dad than my mom. And I think there are a lot of people, not everyone, there are people that have the 50-50 relationship with their parents, both the mother and the father. But then there are people that have the relationship with just the mother, and then there are people that have the relationship with just the father. So for some, their mothers are like best friends, and for some of them tend to see the mothers like their rivals. Which
we hope it doesn't get that.
No, but I've actually encountered people that say that actually.
Oh, okay. You meant playfully as their rivals because of the closeness with the father.
So that's what I mean, because you could see videos even on social media when the mother is coming close to the father, the baby girl will push the mother and all that. Yeah, and same thing with the baby boy too. You could see videos of the boy pushing the mother away, father away from the mother.
Right, we have our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, dear. My name is Radio. I'm an international businessman.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for calling.
Go ahead with your thoughts.
I come from Plateau State, Jos, Nigeria.
Okay. From Plateau?
Yeah.
From Plateau, Jos.
Thank you. It's good to have you. So go ahead with your thoughts. What's your thoughts on the parent-child relationship?
I wanted to add it from the tariff of electricity and the high rise of price of things.
Can you please speak a bit audible, a bit louder? We can't hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
My sympathies here is because of especially those who are not business people. Although the business people, a lot of us, we have been getting loans and lost money for rising dollars and more spendable price from the government. And what I want to advise the government, the present government now, and the one that's already gone, too much tax, that's what makes things rise off. And you people, especially you people that sitting, your salary cannot be enough to you to even dress yourself. Look at you, to real lady. Nice dresses, not good makeup. How can you take care of yourself? The common soft tips, brush, toothpaste, your teeth all are glittering. But when the salary is not enough, how can you the teeth be glittering? It cannot be enough for you to even feed yourself, dressing yourself. But please talk to the government, especially the senators and the National House representatives. They are not doing good to us. They are teaching the entirety of Nigeria the way that things are rising. Honestly speaking, they should remember how they would go back to their God, and God will not forgive them. See here how they are sharing our money within themselves, and see how people are suffering. People are crying by a one mudu of rice. How much? Abba, why can't you be sympathized? Are they the God or are they angels? But to let them remember, they will die and they will lose everything here. Please talk to the government, talk to the senator. Tell them these words. They should fear God, the God that created all of us, not to come and spend money and teaching us. See how things are rising. See how people are suffering.
We've been doing all of that. We just hope that just your voice would reach the necessary people to do that. I appreciate you calling us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. I mean, I felt the frustration, even though we deviated from the main topic. But then,
I think he has been
why I get angry at all of this is that every day, Fatima, we tend to hear complaint of Nigerians coming out to say they don't get enough. But then there was a particular Tuesday we opened the phone line for people to talk about if their senators have represented them well enough, if they have felt the impact of their senators, by the bill being passed exactly in their constituency. And trust Nigerians, they kept calling as though it was a campaign and they were doing some rallying. People were everybody would call out the name of their senators, and then they'll give them a lot of praises. And then you keep wondering, so who are the people complaining? If every senator is doing right by their constituency, why are we complaining? So it's sometimes, even if we're blaming the government, we also have to blame ourselves because we're not ready to hold these people accountable. All right, moving on from that, we have another caller to talk about these issues of a parent-child relationship. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Your name and location, please.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Afan Bello. I'm calling from Niger State.
From Abia?
Okay.
Niger State.
Okay, Niger State. All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Okay,
all right, we need you to turn the volume of your TV set. All right, please go ahead, call the number on your screen and also send a WhatsApp message via the number. As you're calling, stay away from your TV set. Let's hear from you. What is your take on the parent-child dynamic, relationship when it comes to communication? I mean, one of the things that same-gender parent-child communication tend to breathe is that they have shared experiences. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Yes, good morning. Your name and location, please.
Well, I want to do Daybreak as you are discussing now.
Okay.
Please connect me with them. Daybreak.
Okay, you're calling from Daybreak.
I didn't hear you.
We can't really hear you.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead. Your name and location, please.
Okay. One thing I want you to tell you now. Tell the governor the Lagos State government to pay us carry our gratuity, pension area 25. We are suffering, they are dying. So, or else we are always sharing the
Okay, I think you need to calm down. If you want to pass a message, you do it more calmly. That way people would understand you. Is he still with us, or we lost that call? Okay, today it's not about the government. Today it's about us. It's about parenting. And when it comes to parenting, of course, there are a lot of things that we're not doing right, which is breeding, wrong human behavior in the community. And that's what we want to talk about. A lot of parents do not have a good communication with their children. And right now we're trying to see why, when it comes to relationship, why some children pick some people to talk to among their parents. We have another caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and location, please.
Good morning. Am I with you?
Your name and location, please. Please turn down the volume of your TV.
Okay.
Okay, your name and location, please. I think we would have to let you go because when you call us, there are a lot of people trying to reach out to us to share their thoughts. So do not waste your time, and also the precious moment that you got to call us to want to listen to yourself through your TV. That would be unfair to other people that are still on the line trying to reach us to share their thoughts. All right, go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts on the parent-child communication dynamics, what we need to do to open room. Why is it that children tend to find it better to share their thoughts with one particular parent? All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. Are you with us? All right, we lost that caller. Anyways, so I was saying some parents, when it comes to the same parent gender communication, people tend to prefer to share their thoughts with their parents of the same gender because they'll have shared experiences. A guy can be easily reach out to his father and tell him, oh, there is something about this, and he feels that father would understand better because they are from the same gender, and also vice versa for the ladies as well. And then there's also openness and comfort. I mean, one of the things that was common among the videos, the views of Nigerians is the fact that people, the people that we got to talk, had the same thing in common, saying you have to be free with your kids for them to feel free to come and tell you their own problem. So if you're strict, your child would definitely not feel yeah, exactly. There is no open window for him to come and share. Yeah. So hence the openness and comfort. And there's also role modeling. A lot of parents are not telling their children that I am your role model. I am showing you that you can learn from me, giving that space of learning. And that's why now children are blaming. Children have role models outside their parents.
Of their parents.
Yes, and with the whole society and social media right now, that is why we're breeding.
Exactly. Thank you for mentioning social media because there's a way that you discipline your child, and the social media or peer pressure can actually make them deviate from the values, the principles that you've installed in them. So yeah, it's actually really important that parents should actually develop this communication strategy between them and their children, so your children will be able to come to you, like you said, build the trust and confidence that they can actually rely on you, and their secrets or their discussions with you are safe. You may criticize them, but do it lovingly, in a way that they won't want to resist coming to you tomorrow.
All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
You are speaking with Tatis from Adamawa State.
It's good to have you from Adamawa. Go ahead.
The problem we are facing pertaining to parental dynamic is due to the urge that some daddies have to their children. That's the reason why some children get it very difficult to attend them. What am I trying to say? Lack of giving enough time to their children and lack of giving sufficiency of happiness to their children based on sometimes when daddy comes from work, at least you should call your children, give them a morality word that at least would dynamic the relationship between you and them. But sometimes daddies, when they arrive, some children, even though they are even scary. I can remember one of our neighbors, when he is around, his children used to run away from home. But when he is not around, the children used to come back. So you see, this is the...
Is he still with us? All right, I think we lost that call. But yes, at the end of the day, something is wrong. And the fact that parents, you know, they are the adults in the relationship. Yeah, even if you have an adult child.
See, I'm actually going through some of the messages that have been coming through. It's actually good to see that we also have even a woman sending a message this time around.
This is
there it is, my
really
namesake for that matter. So good morning, I'm Fatima from Gombe. Sadly, my children don't have such closeness with their father because he is either too busy or too tired to have time for them. I've tried my best to correct this, but to no positivity. Please, men should be advised parenting should not be the responsibility of a woman alone.
And honestly, let me shake this table a bit. This is something that we know, especially in Africa. It's more like it, where the child, even though the parents are still married, the mother is the one doing 95% to even 100% of the parenting. And if the mother if they are divorced, then they would, if the mother is still doing the same thing, then they will say yaro mache, like it's a woman that trained you. But meanwhile, even while she was married, she is the one doing majority of the training. Parents, African, have the mentality of it's only financially that the father does the training, so they leave a lot of the major amount of training to their child. But then, even if, say, this woman has a girl child with the husband, she still wants to see, it will make her happy to see her daughter having a relationship with her father. You know, just like you mentioned your own relationship, how it was with your own father. So it's really heartbreaking when even a man sees a mother not being close to her own children, and then vice versa.
You know, some of us are actually daddy's girls, so yeah, we feel a lot more comfortable.
And she would want that, Fatima.
She wants that relationship for her children, not just even, she didn't even single out one particular child.
She said all the children.
He doesn't give them time, and that's men actually tend to have that issue because a lot of parents or women actually tend to complain about that. And that's why it's good to create activities. Family activities.
Exactly.
So let's take a look at this message from His Royal Highness Muhammad Baba Idanuku. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Your Highness. Thank you.
You all are well. Yes, we are well. The communication dynamics between parents and children can be complex and varied. Generally,
okay, I think we moved past that.
So generally it is important for parents to be open and honest with their children and to create an environment where children feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings. It is also important for parents to set clear boundaries and rules while still allowing children to express themselves. Communication should be a two-way street, with parents listening to and understanding their children's perspectives. Additionally, the use of positive reinforcements and encouragement can help to create a healthy and supportive relationship. And then he said one more important aspect of communication dynamics between parents and their children is the use of active listening. This involves not just hearing what the other person is saying, but also trying to understand their perspectives and feelings.
Indeed.
For example, if a child is sharing about a problem they are having, a parent can use active listening by validating their child's feelings and asking clarifying questions, which is very true. More views, parents should strive to avoid using negative and critical language, as this can damage the relationship and discourage open communication. Instead, they should focus on giving constructive feedbacks and offering solutions when appropriate. When appropriate. Another important aspect of communication is conflict
Before you finish, I just
resolution.
keep seeing the still there. I was waiting for you to finish, then I would say he actually said diploma rights, and then in the end this one he still said
From diploma. Sekiwase has a way of
honestly,
he is
we
actually a
appreciate
diplomat.
you. We
is a
appreciate
diplomat.
you. We appreciate
Thank
your
you so
thoughts.
much
You
for that.
always go deep on all of our topics, and also you put a smile on our faces. I mean, you crack us up all the time. So appreciate you, His Royal Highness.
Yeah, we still
for
have
this
more
one.
messages. If
Yeah,
we can
more messages are coming, but then I want to dissect exactly what he said. One of the things he made mention is the fact that parents tend to, if you should attack your child whenever your child feels open to come and tell you something, the child would pull back. Then they will start saying, okay, anytime I approach my mom or my dad to say, instead of them to listen, they attack and say, why did you even do the mistake in the first place, and all of that.
That's why I said they should be soft.
Yes.
And they shouldn't always criticize. Like His Royal Highness said, give them affirmative responses. That
there are ways you can call a child out for doing something wrong without that person feeling like that. You'll be like, but then that's where the follow-up questions come from. Okay, so how did it
happen? What happened?
But do you think what you did was right?
There's a way subtle. You'll be subtle about it. Okay, so we have another caller. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We are fine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Your name and location, please.
All right. My name is Adi. I'm calling from London. I'm enjoying your conversation, and I believe both parents should have time for their children, most especially when they are still under 5. It's very, very important. But with this modern world now, technology is everywhere. So, and the father and mother have to, most especially the father have to provide. In Africa, but in this part of the world, it's both parents that have to provide. Both of you goes to work, come back, so you share it, so you have time for the children, maybe at the school time or anything like that. You don't neglect your child in this part of the world, because what the teacher asks the children every day they go to school is that, how is your parents, what happened at home? They will narrate to the teacher, and if peradventure, the children told the teacher a negative information, the teacher will not call the parent, they will call the social security. So they are the one to come and interview the parents. So everybody will sit tight. So, but in Africa is different. Especially in my country, Nigeria is different. So the man has to go out to cater while the woman would. But women are working very hard in Nigeria now. So both parents should come back to the table and work out how they will have time for their children. It's very, very important. So that when they grow up, they will have feelings of parental.
Indeed.
Thank you very much. Trust TV, you are doing a wonderful job.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling us from London. I mean, this is great. He compared, how we, take care of our children here and also there that he's witnessing. And yes, parents these days, everybody's been busy, and it's because of the economy, the global inflation. Exactly. Even women are really busy these days. So there's an absence. There's a huge gap from it. So at the end of the day, it's just finding balance. You just have to find balance, and that is where Fatima's message comes in from. A man would go to work, you get tired, but then when you come back, you have to create family.
Yes,
family time.
You have to create. So even if it is weekend, just create that family time. Maybe Saturday, Sunday. I've seen parents who turn off their phones, on a weekend just to take their children out. Go out. When you call them, they'll tell you, I'm having a family time, and which is really important. Very, very impressive to see that a father can actually say that.
And imagine children growing up without their father in the picture like that. Like, he is in the picture, but then it's like he's not, because he just goes to work,
your
come back.
presence is not in my life.
So if at all, God forbid, something happened to the mother and she's no longer in the picture,
how do you
exactly your children would automatically lose two people at the same time, because you're there, but they don't have that relationship already with you.
But another thing that I wanted to call your attention to, again, let me take this message. A good parent-child relationship is one where the child feels loved, accepted, and safe. A good parent is someone who listens to the child's feelings, wants the best for their child, and does not use physical punishment or emotional abuse. parent-child relationships are important because ideally they provide a safe haven for children to explore and develop. They also provide an opportunity for parents to teach and show love through unconditional support, guidance, discipline, and encouragement. This is coming from Rabiu Abdu Dankanjiba. Katsina State. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rabiu, for that message. Yes, and you see, they are all saying almost similar thing. You know, you have to build this relationship where your child feels safe. Don't be physically abusive. You know, don't criticize. Don't tell them their feelings. Validate their feelings, like the Royal Highness. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are fine. Your name and location, please.
My name is Ayuba from Bida.
Okay, Salu.
It's good to have you from Mina, from Niger State.
The child, based on the topic that you are discussing, the child communication dynamics. I think the first thing we always believe the mother is the child, and whatever we are doing, the training has to come from the mother. Then the father has to put in. And it's better that maybe whatever we are doing, that is the father, by the time when he comes back from work, at least you have to nurture everything that the child is doing. Right from the beginning from the home, and then up to the time that the child is in the school, whatever it does, the child does every day to be monitored. But there's going to be that. If there is a problem, then the father has to sit down with the child. They should communicate freely so that we'll be able to know the problem that is going on, and that is how the child's life is going to transform to a better form. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Your contribution. I mean, he just answered what Fatima has been praying for. You know, we should talk to men. Men should, you know, make some efforts. And then, of course, he made mention of the fact that even though you go to work, you come back, you have to create time to have a one-on-one with your children, because we know that at the end of the day with your spouse you spend, even if you come later you're tired, you could still go to the room together. So you have time to talk, to have marriage communications. But then when it comes to your kids, you have to give extra time for your family.
Yes, you know, I said I was going to say something, you know, that actually caught my attention. Involvement of nannies to take care of your children and groom them or instill values in them. Don't forget that this person that you're employing, their services, have their own discipline, their own principles. Would you want that to be passed on to your children simply because you're too busy to create time for your children? I think there are certain things the nannies should do, and there are certain things the parents should take responsibilities for. You know, if you allow the nanny to become the one person your children communicates their feelings, their secrets, then you are losing
on a lot of things. You don't know your children anymore. But I've seen situations whereby the children are eager for the parents to come back home and be like, oh daddy, this person did this and this and this. And then if you missed anything, they are willing to give you the download of it. And it's because
it depends on if you have even a good nanny that has similar values with you.
And even if they don't, sometimes kids have been the one to, you know, tell on the nannies if they are doing something wrong, and then the parents would know, you know, exactly. So it all borders on the parent, how you create that relationship. You give your child room to talk, and we know how kids can be from at the earliest stage of their life. They're eager to just feel and be close to the people they see every day. So if you don't, of course, shut them up or push them aside, or when your child is trying to get your attention, you be, oh, I'm so busy, I'm busy right now, and lose a vital information that that child could be intending to give you. So yes, at the end of the day, parent, you know, needs to do a whole lot in order to make sure that their children get close to them, their children share their thoughts and all of that. Opposite gender parent child communication tends to come with different perspective, learning about the opposite sex, potential challenges, need for open communication, and also we have the additional consideration, personality, cultural influences, the importance of balance, you know, all of these things. And yes, I would want to give you a few tips of a healthy communication. It's one, open and honest communication. You have to tell your child the truth at the earliest stage. You know, time has passed where we'll just sit down and keep lying to our kids. We need to tell them the truth. And active listening. Listen to your child. Even when they are not saying everything, they are saying everything. you have to fill in the gap to get the details of that. And we have respecting boundaries, even though in Nigeria we do not respect boundaries at all, Fatima, of our children. But then we need to.
We need to just barging.
Yeah, we need to. When your child, I feel like this respecting the boundaries.
When a child reaches, you just have to respect their boundaries.
Exactly, and then the boundaries. I feel if a child comes and say, "I want to tell you about this," and they're shielding something from you, you should tell them when you're ready. Come and talk to me, but not pushing them and poking them. And of course, at the end of the day, it's quality time. Spend quality time with your children. But then anyways, due to time constraints, of course, we can't continue with this segment. We appreciate you all for sending your messages and for calling us to share your thoughts on this topic. For those of you that we couldn't read your message, we appreciate you all the time. Of course, next week we'll open the phone line again, and then we'll hear from you on a particular issue.